here's the problem, guys. There is a hurricane going on. You've seen that?
It's bad.
Yeah, so there is a hurricane going on, Hurricane Helene. The problem is TikTok had to issue a warning telling people to be careful making content because it's really, really dangerous, because anything for clout.
They were right to do it. They were right to do it, and I'll explain why.
We're going to watch this one video first so that you can see an example of what somebody is. I would like to know how you guys feel about it. Is this, making the best of a bad situation, or is it just stupidity? You guys can be the judge of that, but here is one video in particular. Let me see if it'll let me go full screen for it. Yep, she is doing the worm in the middle of a hurricane inside her house.
What's it say? Step up 2?
Yep.
Okay. I remember that scene.
What's the whole caption?
It says, POV, Hurricane Helene going crazy, but this step up 2 dance goes harder. Here's the original piece for it. And this is kind of the way things are now. There's this other video I'll show you right here. Kick streamer nearly dies after going live from a tent on a beach during hurricane.
Oh my gosh.
Idiotic, yo.
It was a nice run, GG, Shaq. It's my last stream. I'll kick last stream. I'm going out with a bang.
At least he's,
Look, do you want to think about how depressing the world is now? Look at the responses.
What are they saying?
They're all just laughing memes.
Yeah.
You leveled up.
Death incoming. It's that.
Wow.
He responded to this tweet posting about it. He says, I'm never doing that shit again. Learn your lesson the hard way. Thoughts on people just going out and...
I don't get too upset with the people just laughing when someone's in danger, because, listen, we're in a digital world, and we've trained, especially the young generation, we've trained them that if it's on the internet, it's content, and we should celebrate that. I mean, look at the war footage that goes viral on Twitter every day. It used to be shocking that it would make people throw up during the Vietnam War, right? They'd broadcast it on the news, and people would be sick to their stomachs. Now people are like, oh, what's the next one? What's the next? Oh, that's not that crazy. But I think TikTok was right to issue a warning. And the reason is with storms like this and wild weather, it's unpredictable. We do our best as a species to understand meteorology, but it's unpredictable. And as you see people in Nashville, Tennessee, an area which usually wouldn't have impacts like they're having now, and a dam failed, they got like a historic amount of rain. There's like, over 100 people have died from the storm so far.
At least thousands missing still.
And you can't, you need to take precautions, because there is no warning. This this stuff will hit you so fast where there is no way out anymore. Like, you saw this guy that you just pulled up the video. It was windy and it was crazy, but then all of a sudden the water started coming, and it's like, okay, now you're in just like that. You're in a life-threatening situation. Yeah. And I think that's why TikTok, listen, people are walking in hurricane waters. You're not supposed to do that. If there's a power line that fell, you're dead, electrocuted.
That lady,
alligators.
I agree with that lady right there. She had all of her power turned on, that water coming in there, and if it got into any of her electrical outlets, if it started, could have burned her down. Well, there's water to stop it, but it could have been very bad.
We need to stop focusing as a society. We focus on microaggressions when we're not even teaching basic storm survival 101. Like, someone was running a generator inside their house. I saw a video.
Oh yeah, with the exhaust inside.
Did you see
They were so close. They had the generator. They just couldn't figure out.
Did you see the Tesla that started on fire from the salt water?
I'm sure it did. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of Teslas are totaled.
So it says, TikTok was forced to issue safety warnings to content-obsessed users chasing a viral moment. That's the issue here. Nobody's they're not doing it to make the best of a bad situation. It's not it's as bad as TikTok nurses who are using COVID as a reason to try and go viral online. It's not TikTok nurses claiming that they're doing it to deal with the stress of their situation. Bullshit. That's not what we're in. That's not the world we live in anymore. We're living in a desensitized world that's just desperate with going viral. And I've actually, okay, so here's the thing. I've actually found there's a realm of this within the world of action sports too. So when you do something like I do, like with skating, right? Skateboarding, bike riding, blading, any of that stuff, you take calculated risks that push up to the edge of your skill level, at least when you're younger, right? You take calculated risks partly for the accomplishment of knowing that you were able to push the boundaries of what you're capable of, partly because it's cool to get it on camera and make sections out of it. Here's the thing. I found that the internet has a natural stopgap as to where they find what they find to be clout chasing. So have you ever seen the videos of dudes who like run on skyscrapers? They run on the beams on skyscrapers. It's not positive comments on those. It's like, bro, you have a mom who loves you. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, whether that's right or wrong, like, I don't know that dude's story. I don't know how long he's been doing that, whether that's actually like the most that, that's where he's found himself. If he's going to feel like to feel alive, he's got to do shit like that. But people don't look at that online and think, oh, holy shit, that's cool. They think, why are you taking this needless risk?
Look at free solo climbers. They know how crazy they are. And anyone that wants to get into it, they're like, I get it's popular and people like find it entertaining, but you need to know what you're getting into. Like the death rate, like you're almost certain to fall, right? When you do this, and there's no safety net. There's no safety net. So when you ultimately fall, that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those.
Not if, it's when.
That's one of those sports and hobbies that they do a really good job of like preaching that. Like guys, like if you want to go climbing, climb. Like get a what do they call it?
Harness rope.
A belay, is that what it's called?
Oh.
I don't remember. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah, have a rope, have a safety line, have a safety net. They have indoor rock climbing gyms with mats on the floor, so if you fall, right? But this is not something most people should do.
You're not going to go viral. You're not going to go viral doing that. You'd have to make videos like my rock climbing journey and put a lot of work into it. Right. That's not the same as being like, there's a hurricane outside. Let me go risk it all to get a couple thousand likes on TikTok.
Dude, there was a storm chaser I was watching. These are professionals that go into the hurricanes and risk their lives to bring coverage of the devastation and just show people how crazy it is. Because you hear about crazy hurricanes, but until recently with social media and video and the internet, like we didn't really understand what it was like to get hit by these crazy storms, whether it's a tornado or hurricane or flash flood, right? So these storm chasers go out, and just with Hurricane Helene, they had like a road sign or some kind of big piece of debris hit him, messed up his back. He's okay. I forget who it was. And then also hit the back of the car and the windshield was shattered. Yeah. And these are professionals that know to like not put themselves in harm's way to the best of their ability. And they still get hit. And it's like, even that, Brett, like they're putting the content and their job over their safety. And it should be admired, but it's not for the average Joe. No, it's not.
Right. Like that reporter that went viral for rescuing a woman from her car.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people that need to be rescued. And if you're going to go out there and risk your life like that, okay, fine. Go and do something productive with it. Not almost kill yourself so that 3,000 people will like your video.
People would always make the jokes that like sports, like what I've always done. It's like kids have lost, like there's no exploration anymore. So they have to seek adventure and risk wherever they can find it. What I found enjoyable about what we did was that it was partially the risk of what you were choosing to do, but also the creativity of it, meaning that there's a whole lot of nuance and a whole lot of minutia to filming a skate section and putting it together, which would be impossible to explain, right? It wouldn't make any sense. People who understand it, but it's like choosing the right amount of switch tricks, the right amount of natural tricks, the right amount of rails, the right amount of ledges. Like there's nuance there that's only recognizable to the people within your sport, but that's not really what sells anymore. Now what sells is to go out and do something really, really stupid looking and hope that it goes viral. And people from times before will probably criticize it as less pure. Is it? That's not for me to say, but it is fascinating how even something as dangerous as a hurricane isn't enough to scare people off, whatever it takes for clout.
You introduced this segment as the Darwin Awards. Someone else in chat said natural selection, LOL, and that's true. But I think we can't overlook the fact that these kids are not, either their schools and teachers are failing them, or we're, as a society, we're failing them. Because like, I remember like Storm Safety 101 was taught in school. Like what happens when there's a tornado, right? You see those pictures from the 50s where they were teaching the kids to get under the desk in case of a nuclear attack, right? We're not doing any of that in this coddled world anymore.
Actually, it'd be really funny if they just started one day, some school teacher who with a really morbid sense of humor just started re-implementing like
nuclear alarm.
Nuclear, like without like no announcement otherwise, like yeah.
That's funny, but honestly, if I don't have any children, but if I did and their teacher wanted to do drills like that, I'd say why not? It's not hurting anyone. And it's a good skill. So when you do, if God forbid,
I'm going to do the Indiana Jones version where you get in the fridge. That's what I'm going to do. Or you know what? We're going to be like, turn the bathtub over to prevent yourself from dying.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to
Yeah.
get, you get into the bathtub, put a mattress over you, I think for a tornado. I mean, get to the lowest part of your house.
Yeah.
It just, the thing is, it's like these storms are not to be messed with, and we document them. We monetized it at this point, so it's a spectacle. But you guys really, like, people really need to take it seriously with just how much Mother Nature doesn't play around.
Yeah.
And they're going to go right through you. They will mess your day up.
There was the guy paddling the kayak in his home. See that?
That's okay. I don't mind that as much. Like, hey, if you're stuck at your house and it's flooded, you might as well bring the kayak out. But
he's done in the
again, be
basement, too.
careful. Those are floodwaters, man.
Yeah.
But he's in a kayak, so.
Plus, that was like security footage. It wasn't like his phone. Like, you know what we should start making?
What?
We should start advertising like weatherproof, like our own TikTok tripods that are made to stand up in hurricane winds.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You could probably
Heavy duty tripods already exist. We need to make like a consumer friendly version that you don't have to get at B&H Photo.
Yeah.
Like, no sandbags needed because all the sandbags have to go to prevent the flooding. So,
It could screw into the
yeah,
cement.
yeah.
Automatically
Well, they're
screws
just like
down
in
into the
Twister.
cement.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say, yeah.
just like in Twisters. Hey, that was that. And the funny thing is, that was what. It's funny that character resonates with everyone in Twisters because he is smart, but he has a sense of adventure and risk taking that's commensurate with his skills.
A little bit of MacGyver,
Yeah.
too, there.
Yeah.
Like, right? Because what was he using? I forget what that tool is called.
It looked like an auger.
He had an
Yeah, it's
auger
an
that
auger.
drilled into
Yeah.
the ground and
Right.
clamped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he repurposed it to fit his needs. Like, that's cool. That's fun.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.